everyone, thanks for logging on today. This is Total Body Strength with me, Kendall. We're going to start by bringing the feet out wide and then narrow. Little tire drill. You don't have to pick up the feet too high. In our warm-up, we have 6 exercises. We're doing 20 seconds of each. If you want, you can switch your lead leg. When you go out wide, we're going to keep it there. We're going to turn the toes out. Let the knees go towards the toes. Reach down into your squat. Come back up tall. We want the shoulders pretty much stacked over the hips. Hands coming down inside of the knees. Just kind of warming up the hip joints here. And we're going to take the feet narrow. When we squat here, we're going to keep it narrow. Reach the hands back. Come up into a calf raise. Like we're lifting off. Heels come up off the ground. Push into your toes. Today's class is much less cardio and a lot more just pure strength moves. So our warm-up is going to be a little bit less intense. We're switching to shoulder circles, forwards and back. They can be smaller circles. Let's switch directions. Squeeze the shoulder blades down the spine. Keep that nice tall posture. And then we're going to switch to chest openers. Cross the arms out in front of the chest. Open and close. Each time you close, switch which hand is on top. From here, we're going into our side step jack. So both arms come up. We're just tapping out to the side. Again, super low impact on the first round. We're just getting started. And as usual, I've forgotten to tell you to turn on your watches or turn on your tracking devices. If you are using those fitness trackers or exercise watches, go ahead and turn it on now. We're going back to that wide, narrow foot pattern. If you want, you can pick up the pace, or you can really exaggerate the movement like you are stepping in and out of tires. And again, this is just going to be to get the heart rate up. Let's keep the feet out wide. Try to tap all the way down to the floor on this one. Come up, stacking the spine over the hips. Good. Keep your chest lifted. Reach the hands inside of the knees. And then we're going back to narrow. Reaching the hands back, lifting up. Heels off the floor, getting that nice little calf raise. Getting your legs ready to do some work. Safely through me, also falling forward. All right, shoulder circles. We're going to take it backwards again. And switch, bring it forward. Let the elbows flare out at the top. Back into our chest openers, reach the arms out wide, cross out in front. As you cross, let's get a little tuck, bringing the tailbone under, moving through the spine. And our last exercise for the warm-up, we can either return to that side step jack, tapping the foot out and away, or take it to your full jump, feet out, arms up. It's only 20 seconds. This is the most cardio we're going to get in today's class. And we're going to take a little break in 3, 2, 1. 30 seconds to grab your water. Grab just one single dumbbell. With our single dumbbell, we're going to start with the weight in the right hand. We're going to go 2 different things. So 2 blocks are going to be with the weight in the right hand, and then we're going to repeat it on the left. Starting it off, we're going to hammer curl, press up. So if you do have limited weight options here, and you're feeling like your weight isn't adding a ton to the movement, to the benefit of your exercise, a couple things you can do. You can tighten that grip on the dumbbell. You can increase the speed of the movement. Just be mindful that when you increase your speed, you're not breaking down your form. So you're not just swinging your arm and your weight through the air. From here, we're going to keep the arm extended, step back into a lunge with the left leg, and come back together. So here's where, if you just have that kettlebell and you want to challenge yourself, you can turn it so that the bell is up to the ceiling. The next time through, I'm going to switch to the kettlebell so you guys can see what we're talking about here. All right, we're going to repeat those two things on the other side. So dumbbell goes to the left hand, hammer curl, press up. Nice and easy. Two full minutes of work here. We're going to take a little 30-second break and then go right back in from the top. The longest we're working in any block today is going to be 3 full minutes. We got plenty of rest, lots of time to grab water, set that weight down. We're going to keep it up, take it back into that lunge. So here's where I'm going to switch to the dumbbell, or the kettlebell rather. So now I have my bell up. I know it's out of frame, but when I come down, you're going to see the bell is pointing up to the ceiling. So that's a lot more challenging to stabilize. Just an option for you guys that have bells at home and want to use those. Let's get one more rep before we hit our first break. All right, weights to the floor. We're going to repeat that sequence 2 more times, and then on the 3rd time through, we're going right into a new move for 1 full minute. Keep your feet moving, even if you are grabbing your water. You want to keep the heart rate elevated. In 10 seconds, we're going to go back to that hammer curl, press overhead. Curl it and press. When you curl, let's try to be mindful of the elbow. Keep it down under the shoulder when the thumb comes up, so that way you're not recruiting the shoulder muscles to help that movement. We have 5 more seconds here, so let's go for 1 more rep. Keep that arm extended overhead. Let's go back into that reverse lunge. Make sure you're going back on the opposite side, so we're working diagonally across the body. And I apologize for that lawnmower. Hopefully you guys are sticking with me. Depth here is up to you. You guys will see I'm going all the way down to tap the ground. You don't need to do that. Take it to your comfortable range of motion. Let's switch sides, going back. Curl it, press. Make sure you're breathing. Stay nice and strong through your core. Let's hold our next one up. And now we hit that reverse lunge on the right side. Feet together. Try to keep that weight overhead. If you only have a really heavy option here, and it's starting to feel like too much on the shoulder, or your form is starting to break down, just going to bend at the elbow and hold it neutral. Let's get 1 more rep. All right, last 30-second break before we hit our 60 seconds at the end of the block. So we're going to have 1 balance option. All right. So the balance option is just going to be to bring yourself onto the toes of the left foot, heel lifted, as you're doing your bi curl to overhead press. So we want most of the weight in the right foot. So you're going to feel like you're kind of rooting down through the right foot. If it still feels like you're not sure how much weight is on one leg or the other, maybe even try to pick it up. One more rep here. We're going to hold the weight overhead. So the option after we come out of that lunge is just to bring the knee up to balance. So that first thing we did is kind of prepping, feeling, putting all of that weight into the right leg. You guys are doing awesome. We're almost done with block 1. 10 seconds before we switch. Taking the weight into the left hand. All right, let's switch. Weight goes into the left leg, right goes into the ground. We curl and press. You got about 10 seconds left. If you want that little extra challenge, pick up the knee. You see I got that wobble. We know which side is my more stable side, guys. Hold it up. Lunge it back. The option, take it into balance. Pull through the knee. Try to bring it up to hip height. All right, in 10 seconds, we're going to switch the weight back into the right hand. Let's make this our last rep. Switch the weight back into the left hand, stabilize it up, give me a nice wide foot. We're going to windmill. Reach down with the left hand, come back up. You want to feel like you're moving around your shoulder. On the way down, look up to your hand. Range of motion here is up to you. If you cannot come all the way down to the floor, don't force it. Go to where it's comfortable, but still a challenge. Let's switch sides. Back into the left hand, reach down, come up. Having that weight stabilized is helping strengthen through the shoulder, but we're also working the obliques here. 15 more seconds and we get a rest. So get ready. 10 seconds. You're going to come say hi to me in chat. One more rep here. Let's take the weight down. All right, shake it on out. Grab your water. Come up to chat and say hi. How we doing? Feeling good? Margie, I'm very jealous of your nap. I am very much looking forward to the next time I get to do such a thing. Although I did just have 3 days off, so I napped pretty much every day. Awesome, I'm glad you like the windmills. So we have an option there as well, which is a weight in both hands. We might see that next week. We got 20 seconds before we get started. So here's where if you have options and weights, we're gonna go lighter. Luckily, I have my 5-pounders right here. So we have 10 seconds before we get started. Again, 4 exercises in this block. We repeat 3 times. And then we have 60 seconds at the end of the third one for a new move. All we're going to do here is a front raise, lat raise combo. So we're in front raise and then lat raise. Now your front raise, you have 2 options. You can either start in neutral grip, which means the thumbs are up, palms face towards each other, or you can go palms down to the floor, thumbs towards each other, edges of the dumbbells towards each other. So you have 2 options, neutral or that raise overhand grip. All right, from here, we're gonna come all the way down to the floor. So you can either be in your tabletop position, a modified plank, so a little bit forward, or a full plank, knees off. You're just gonna row the right arm into the chest. We have options. I'm gonna go modified, or you can go full. Stay on the right side. If both of those are a little too much today, tabletop is for you. Let's take the weights to the sides. Press back into child's pose. Come forward, and then give me a push-up. Press back. Come forward. Give me a push-up. So I am keeping my knees down in round 1 because I know I'm going to have the option to go a little bit more challenging in round 2 and round 3. If you want to bring those knees up, You have at it. You know what's coming. All right, so what we did on the right, we're now gonna do on the left. Setting up in that tabletop, row. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, knees go back, come into your modified plank, wrists under shoulders, row it up. Or more of a challenge, toes out, knees up. 3 options of difficulty for the legs. All we're doing is rowing with that left side. And we have our 30-second break. Hop it in, grab some water. So we're repeating all 4 of those exercises 2 more times. So you know what your options are in the plank. We are going to change the exercise itself. So the upper body movement, we're going to change in round 2. We start standing. And we're also going to change this front raise, lat raise. So we're going to go overhand grip to start. Lift in front, rotate, thumbs to the sides, bring it back in and down. Lift up, rotate, thumbs to the ceiling, bring it in and down. So we're going shoulder height, open, close, bring it down. Shoulder height, open, close, bring it down. Let's get one more, and then we hit the floor. Come on down. Tabletop, modified plank, full plank. This time, you're gonna row it up just once. Once your elbow's up, you're gonna give me a tricep kickback. If you are in a plank or a modified plank, let's make sure that we have that nice line, strong through the core, belly button into the spine. If you're in your full plank, maybe you want wider feet so you know you have the best stability. All right, let's take it down. Back into that child's pose push-up. So really nice stretch in your child's pose. Bring the body weight forward, go to push-up. And then, of course, your option is to go from your child's pose to bring your knees up, hitting your push-up there, full. You can tell which option I'm not taking. All right, we're switching it over. Left side, please. Give me that one nice solid row. Keep the elbow lifted, hit those triceps, extend the arm back. This is where I get my sweat puddle. So I'm sliding all around on my mat. If you're sliding around, give yourself a second. Reposition. We got 5 seconds and we hit rest number 2. All right, bring it down. 30 seconds of rest. We're coming back up. Sorry, guys. A lot of sweat in my eyes today. I thought it was cooler until I started working out. How are we doing? Everybody good? Let's switch up this lat raise, front raise. Instead of going out to the front first, we're going to go to the side. And this time we're going to reintroduce that neutral grip. So stack it up nice and tall. Bring up to the side. Rotate, thumbs forward. Rotate, bring it down. Shoulder height, close, open, take it down. Shoulder height, close, open, bring it down. Little nuance with that rotation. Last rep here, back down to the floor. This time we're doing our combo. So we got the weight in the right hand, full plank, modified plank, or tabletop. It's up to you. We're gonna row, extend, bring it in, tap it down. Row, extend, bring it in, tap it down. You can do your modified plank. Same thing. Or if you're feeling smoked, you need that extra support, knees just come in, neutral spine, row, press, tap it down. All right, child's pose to push up. Last time through here, challenge yourself. If it's still too easy and you're doing those full push-ups, let's bring the toes into the ground. Pick up the knees. Spread it or push yourself back. Knees stay lifted. Come forward. Push up. Knees stay lifted the whole time. That's going to be the challenge. Let's make this the last one. Come down, left arm, combo move. Low plank, wide feet for more stability. Row, extend, pull it in, and come down. Now if you're like me, you just noticed that your hips were tightening up. Maybe that full plank isn't for you today. You want that modified. Or maybe we bring the knees all the way in. Tabletop. All right. Our 1 minute challenger move. We're going to keep that single dumbbell. We're going to roll all the way back. Let's stabilize in the left hand. Knees come up over the hips. We're going to windshield wiper. Drop the knees out to the right. Pull it back up. If you want more of a challenge, add in a single arm fly. As your knees go to the right, your arm drops down to the floor on the left. Pull back to center. Let's switch sides. So now the knees go to the left. If you're adding in that fly, the hands go at a time. Hopefully we're sweating. It's not just me. Let's get one more rep here. Use your obliques to pull the knees up. Drop the weight to the side. Roll yourself up. Come up at your own pace when you're ready. We have another 1 minute break. Final round. We're only going through the 4 exercises twice instead of 3 times. And we will have an option to use 2 weights. So our final exercise in block 3 is going to be a glute bridge with a chest press. You only have the 1 weight. You can hold both ends like this and press over the chest. Or if you have 2 weights, go with both. Let me know how you're doing in chat. All right, we're in a mixed bag for the windmills. If there's ever a move in class that you're not really sure about, especially now, you know what? I'm gonna take a second to pause it. If there's ever a move that you guys see in class, either live, or if you're going back, sorry, Chipmunk just ran by, or if you're going back and watching the video at a later date and you're like, I'm not really sure if I'm doing this right, we can always do a video chat with you guys, especially since we're all remote right now, and we can go over some of that form stuff with you. So feel free to reach out. Busy schedules, but we're always flexible for you. Okay, back into it. So for the core round, we're gonna hit a side plank on the right side. And we're gonna go knee down in the first round. We're gonna open it up for a reverse fly. We're just working on tapping the weight down to the floor and then stacking the shoulders up. Keep a tiny bend at the elbow here. All right, bring it on down. We're going into our bear pose. So if you're taking that hardest option on that last round, then you know what this is. We're gonna walk the knees a little closer into the wrists. Pick them up off the floor about an inch, drop them down. Pick them up, drop them down. So you'll notice there's really not much else moving. Pushing off of my toes, using my core to drive the knees up ever so slightly, and then just tapping back down. Let's flip it down into our side plank on the other side. Let's keep it modified, bottom knee down. Make sure the elbow is underneath the shoulder. Slight bend at the right elbow. Open and close. Work at your own pace here. We've got 10 seconds left. All right, this is that last exercise we were talking about earlier. We're doing a chest press with a glute bridge. So we're rolling all the way back, heels come into the glutes, press up and hold. Weights go overhead, elbows come down to the floor. Tap in the center, pull it back down. It's a good time to catch your breath. We do have a 30-second break after this exercise. We're gonna run through all 4 from this last block one more time. Go ahead and drop your weights down to the side. Last break. I'm gonna stay down here on the floor. We're coming back into our side plank. We're we're gonna keep it modified. So we're keeping the bottom knee down into the ground for the progression. Get that extra weight out of the way. And always keep in mind too, guys, the progressions are just an option. So if you're not feeling it today, that doesn't mean you can't do it. It just means it's not for you today. Work your way up to it. You can always come back. Forearm down. So here's the option. We're gonna add a leg raise at the same time we're doing that fly. So we come up and down, up and down. So it requires a little bit more concentration, a little bit more stability. And normally I'm like a stickler for whether or not you guys are pointing or flexing at the toe. Do what you want today. Look how nice I am. All right, last drop. We're going back into that bear pose. This time, we're gonna start with the knees in, close to the wrist, pick it up. We're gonna take a little step back and a little step forward. Very small range of motion here. Let's try to keep the knees lifted the whole time. You've got a glass of water, maybe a glass of wine on your back. You want to try to keep it from spilling over. Last one here. All right, side plank. Flip it on around, forearm down, elbow under shoulder, bottom knee down, weights out in front, leg raise. As we lift the weight up, breathe. Again, working at your own pace. It's your 30 seconds. Come on back down. Chest press, glute bridge. Same thing as before. And we're holding isometrically. If you feel like you want your hamstrings and your glutes to fire up a little bit more, pick up those toes. Really dig in with the heels. Let's go one more rep after this. Press the weights together. Bring them down to the side. Let's drop the hips. Make sure the weights are out of the way. Hug both knees into the chest. We're going to hang out down here on the floor for a bit. Let's keep the left knee hugged into the chest. Extend the right leg. Let's keep the right hand on the knee. Open it up to the side, or out of space. Open up to the side, left arm reaches over, look towards your thumb. Nice big cross body stretch. And let's switch sides. Left leg extends, right arm reaches back, you're holding on to the right knee. If you're sweaty as me and in shorts, that hold is a challenge. I'm slipping all over the place. Let's go back to both knees into the chest. Inhale, knees in, exhale, roll up. We're gonna flip it around. Give me one cow, drop the belly button, lift the chin, tailbone to the sky. And give me one cat, tailbone tucks under, look towards your knees, chin to chest, open the shoulder blades. We're gonna go into neutral and then press back into your child's pose. We did a lot of shoulder stuff today, so we're gonna stretch that shoulder, reach the right arm under the left, drop your body weight down onto the shoulder. So you're using the weight of your upper body to help you get into that stretch. Your muscles should be nice and warm. Should feel like a good stretch here. Take your hands together, let's switch sides. Reach underneath, so we're reaching really, really far and then dropping your body weight down. Go and bring both hands together. Bring your toes into the floor. Walk your hands towards your knees. Press yourself up. Your feet go flat. Your hips extend. Your chest stays low in your forward fold. When you're ready, go ahead and roll it on up nice and slow, stacking the shoulders up over the hips. I'm going to take a little step forward so I'm not in the dark. I'm going to cross my right leg behind my left. I'm going to reach up and over to the side. And then I'm going to switch directions, stacking the spine and switch. Let's take it back to the center, switch your forward foot. Boom, circle it around, take it to the side. and center, and switch. Unstack the feet. Let's keep that right arm up. Bend at the elbow. Give yourself a little tricep stretch. Reach it up and switch. Reach it up and take it down. Wide feet. We're going to drop the chest low. Press forward with that right shoulder. Come back to center. Left shoulder. Back to center. We're going to do one more on each side. Reach all the way down to the floor. Extend the hips. Keep your feet nice and wide. And roll it back up. Inhale, arms together overhead. Exhale it down to the side. All right. Excellent work today, you guys. I really appreciate you logging on. I know it's a different time than the rest of our classes, so I appreciate you guys making it fit into your schedules. As always, stay tuned for class tomorrow at 5 o'clock. And the August schedule is coming your way soon. Thanks so much for logging on, guys. Have a good night.